Chapter 1. Thieves in the Forest. Our story is about Ali Baba, a poor woodcutter in Persia. Ali Baba's brother is a rich merchant. His name is Qasim. One day, Ali Baba is working in the forest. Suddenly, he hears some men. They are coming nearer. He quickly goes behind a tree before the men arrive. There are 40 of them. He sees some treasure in their bags.
They're thieves,
he thinks. The thieves stand near some rocks. Their chief says,
"Open sesame!"
A door in the rock opens, and the men go into a cave. Later, the thieves come out. They say,
"Close sesame!"
and the door closes.
Interesting. What's in that cave?
Ali Baba thinks.
I'd like to see.
Alright, so before we proceed, I would like to define some highlighted words in the story. So we have here poor. What do you mean by poor? Poor is without money. Next, woodcutter. What do you mean by woodcutter? Woodcutter is a person who cuts wood. Here. Next, you have here rich. What do you mean by rich? A rich has a lot of money. So it's the opposite of poor. Merchant, a person who buys and sells things. Next, forest. What do you mean by forest? A forest. Okay, now who can guess or who can define forest? What is the meaning of forest? A forest is a place with a lot of trees. Alright, so next we have here treasure. What do you mean by treasure? A treasure is something expensive, like gold and jewels. What else? Here we have thieves. Thieves if it's more than one, and thief if it's only one, singular. Thieves, plural. So what do you mean by thieves? Thieves is a person who takes things without asking. Next, here, rocks. What do you mean by rocks? Or rock? It is a very big stone. Next, we have here chief. Chief is the most important person. Next, sesame. A sesame is actually a seed that you can use in cooking. And lastly, cave. What do you mean by cave? A cave is a big hole in a hill. Alright? Next, let's see if you understand chapter 1. Let's answer some exercises here. Now, I want you to put a check if it's true or false. You can write a check in the boxes. We have here one example, letter A. Alibaba has lots of money. The answer is false. Alibaba has no money, or he is poor. Letter B. Alibaba's brother Kasim has no money. The answer is false. Why? Why false? Because Alibaba's brother Kasim is rich. So he has a lot of money. Next, letter C. Alibaba is working in the garden. Is he working in the garden? He is working in the forest. So this is false. Alibaba is working in the forest and he cuts wood. Letter D. When Alibaba hears some men, he goes behind a tree. Is it true or false? Right. He goes behind a tree quickly. So our answer here is true. Letter E. There are 14 men. There are 14 men. Is it 14? No, there are 40 men. So letter E is false. Letter F. The men are all thieves. So the 40 men, are they all thieves? Yes, that's correct. They are all thieves. So our answer here in letter F is true. Letter G. The men cry, "Close sesame," and they go into the cave. Do they cry, "Close sesame"? No. They say. They say "Close sesame," not cry. So, letter G is false. Correct. Letter H. Later, the men leave the cave. Later, the men leave the cave. Yes, later, the men leave the cave. That's true. They come out and they leave the cave. Letter I. Alibaba wants to look in the cave. Again, Alibaba wants to look in the cave because he's so curious. What's inside that cave? I want to see, or I'd like to see. So this is true. Letter I is true. Now here, I want you to guess what happened in the next chapter. What does Alibaba do in the next chapter? Now, tick one box. So the first box here, he is afraid of the thieves. So he doesn't go into the cave. Is this Alibaba's next step? Or he visits the cave and finds treasure in it. He takes some home. Next, letter C. He goes into the cave, but some thieves are in it. They kill him. It could be. Letter D. He runs home and tells Kasim. Kasim goes into the cave first. So what do you think happened next? in the next chapter. Alright, so just stay tuned and let's find out together. That's all for today. Bye bye.